Okay, and we're live. Tonight I'm joined by my twin brother, Darren, from the Ride, Paddle, Repeat Instagram and YouTube channel. How's it going, bro?
Good, thanks. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, yeah, thanks for making it out. I know we tend to, keep tabs on each other throughout the week. How's your work week been? I hear it was pretty busy.
Yeah, I was. It's pretty busy. You work in a financial institution, and this is actually the last day of our fiscal year. Well, November 1st, so business day. So lots of activities, just getting to the end, reporting, and all that stuff. How about yours?
Yeah, it's also been pretty busy in the field of pharmaceutical industry. Um, so I'm glad it's the weekend.
Yeah, me too.
So typically, I'll ask what you're wearing on the wrist today, and then maybe we can go into just a bit of a topic for today's discussion in terms of watches you'd wear for fall adventures.
Yeah, sounds great. Thanks. So this evening, I'm wearing the Pro Master Diver. See if I can get it on screen. Sorry.
Oh yes, yeah,
I'll
yeah,
take
the
it
Blue
off.
Citizen, the diver. Right?
Yeah, and it's a great watch because obviously it's a solar quartz, so it's very much grab and go, set and forget. That's probably a better shot of it there.
Yeah, it's got the
So
Eco Drive.
yeah, Ego Drive, and I like that it's quite legible. It has a 4 o'clock date and the 4 o'clock crown as well. So yeah, it's a good grab and go. Good water resistance too. So over the summer, I've taken it in plenty canoe trips, as you've probably seen on my Instagram. So
Nice, it's a good pick. Yeah, for today, I'm just wearing a Seiko. Um, it's the white birch though. Yeah,
nice.
check out the back.
Oh wow, that's a work of art.
Yeah, yeah, it's really nice. I've enjoyed wearing this watch on a strap. Um, but I'll just jump into a chat before we get started. Peter C is joining us. Thanks for the kind greetings, and let us know what you're wearing on the wrist today too, if you're interested. Dan 911 wants to know which is the evil twin.
Nice one, Dan.
I don't know how to objectively answer that. I'm the firstborn, if that means anything to you. Chaz is here. Chaz from the Brugs. How's it
Hey,
going, man?
Chaz.
Sanjay just dropped by to say hi. Yeah, he's got the kids, so this time of day is not the best for him, but I'm glad he made an appearance.
Yeah, nice to see you on, Sanjay. Thanks.
Bill joins us. How's it going, Bill? Thanks for making the time. What's Chaz is wearing the G Shock, the GMW, the B5000. Oh, that's a really nice one.
Sweet.
Oh, underachieving watch collector. Hey, man, thanks for making it. And we got some shout outs in the chat, so that's cool. So, for those of the viewers aren't watching, I think they're kind of familiar with my YouTube channel because I attend some live streams with this kind of core group. Do you want to just give like a brief overview of like what you try and do on your channel and how it ties into your lifestyle and maybe some of the trips you've done recently?
Yeah, sure. Thanks. So, my channel is Ride, Paddle, Repeat, as you can see across the bottom. Hopefully, it's self-descriptive, but basically, it's a lot of outdoor adventures, a lot of focus on mountain biking and year-round biking, to be honest. So, I have some like fat bike winter riding on the YouTube channel as well. And then the paddling happens whenever there's open water. We just got a canoe this year, so we're super excited. Thanks for pulling up the Instagram. So my wife and I like to do a lot of backcountry canoe trips. Yeah, there's the boat. Super happy with it. And exploring a lot of new regions for us, a lot of different areas in Temagami, including Crown Land, as well as part of the provincial parks. And so, yeah, I tend to take the Citizen ProMaster on a lot of those backcountry trips, like I mentioned, because of the water resistance and the fact that it's a solar power. There you go. Yeah, and it looks great. So it's easy to read, and the loom is very decent. So even low light legibility for those late nights. It's pretty good. So I try and capture, content a lot on the Instagram with the photography, and have decent amount of videos, not as many as you do, and try and put about a video about probably once a month around there. And looking forward to getting some winter content coming up soon. We're going to definitely do some winter camping this season, and yeah, we'll take it from there. Oh
I
yeah,
wanted to bring up the portage beer because that happens to be my beverage of choice this evening.
oh yeah, really nice.
So yeah, throwing out some Canadian craft brew, guys.
Cheers.
Yeah, looks like we got some more people joining. James made it. Thanks for attending. Dan mentioned he loves the fat bike and has a.
Oh, you have a muckluck, eh?
Yeah,
Nice. Dan, what year is yours? Because my first fat bike was also a muckluck, and it was a 2014 model, I want to say. And yeah, they're awesome. Easy to set up tubeless, and really good ride.
yeah. Peter was saying he's never tried fat bike. Looks like too much work. You know what you can do, Peter, and what I've done in the past is you can just rent them from a bike shop in the
Oh
winter.
yeah.
You know, um, and then you can just rent it for the day, go to the trails, and drop it off afterwards.
And if you look on the Facebook forums, a lot of people do demo days with like different manufacturers. I think they're starting those up again due to the vaccination status. So that's a cool way to do it for free.
Yeah, people are chiming in on the Citizen. Definitely a solid watch. Actually, yeah, that on my channel, that is the most viewed video. I think it's getting close to 100,000 views for that review. And it is an ISO certified diver. I mean, it pretty much checks all the boxes for what you want for, a good beater watch with excellent water resistance.
Totally. Thanks. I have you to thank for it because I got it from you. So much appreciated.
Yeah. I might just go back on your gram quickly because I know like one of the things you do sometimes is borrow some of the watches I have, right? Which is
Yeah, it's super convenient for sure. And it does make hopefully for some good photography as well. Yeah, over the years, Torrens allowed me to borrow some great Canadian watches, Microbrands. So you'll see, yeah, the Halios is there, which I absolutely love. There's the Avro from Whitby Watch Company there. At
yeah,
one point, I think he let me borrow an Oris. So there's some good stuff. Oh, and there's
yeah,
another Whitby watch shot. Yeah, that
yeah.
was also in Temagami and Wolf Lake.
I feel like you should be collecting some like royalties or something because it really does showcase those Canadian microbrand watches as well. Oh yeah, you got the Sarb as well.
Oh yeah, thanks. Yeah, that was a shot I believe you took of me. So thanks for the pick. But yeah, I mean, when you're out in the wilderness, it's great to keep it local and Canadian, right? So
Yeah. Oh man, you post a lot more than I do. I was trying to
yeah, I
find.
tend to post more
Oh, there you go.
Instagram than
There you go.
YouTube. Yeah,
Yeah, that's the Whippy Watch Co. Avro Arrow.
that's Donald Lake, also in Temagami.
Nice. Oh yeah, forgot you borrowed the Oris too.
Yeah, so as far as activity outdoors, like you're pretty into it as well, which is great. I know you're into the biking and into the hiking too. So when you're out there, let's say one on the bike and two like just hiking and any of the other kind of trail stuff that you're doing, what do you like to wear?
Yeah, that's a good question. And I do have a pretty extensive watch collection. It might surprise some people. Most of the time, I'm just wearing like my Casio World Timer, or I used to wear that Citizen a fair bit before handing it off to you. So I definitely tend to wear like a quartz watch, just because with the mechanical components, I don't necessarily want to damage anything. Maybe if I have like a Richard Mille or something that could withstand G forces, I'd wear it, but I'd rather have my house. So
Yeah, exactly.
Dan had a cool question. He's like, "Do you have the same wrist size?" No, we don't. I don't know what your wrist size is, but it's smaller, right? It's
Yeah, it's probably close to 7 inches. I don't know if it's just under, but I know yours is pretty like it's what, 7.5,
yeah,
almost
seven and a
eight.
half dead on, pretty much.
Yeah.
And yeah, for people's context, like I know we are identical twins, but now that we're adults, I feel like there is kind of differences in like our stature and stuff too, right? Like I'm about 3 inches taller, I would say.
Yeah,
You
for
probably
sure.
got like 50 pounds at least on you.
A lot of
So,
that is muscle, to be fair. So yeah,
well, thanks. A lot of it is COVID, actually. COVID being indoors.
no kidding. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so I mean, we do look identical. I think it's easier for people to confuse us if they see us like at separate times. But if you have us standing side by side, I think it's quite noticeable, right? Like
Yeah. One
I'll
reason I
throw
started
up.
growing this beard is to
Yeah.
help differentiate.
Uh, I might just throw up like a recent shot of us, or even us together. Like remember a few weeks ago when we
Oh
were
yeah, there you go. See, I didn't have the beard then with Wolfie there.
yeah. Well, it's kind of hard to tell you because you're standing, but yeah, I'm a bit bigger than you are. I wonder if there's a different one.
You can definitely tell though on that one, the wrist circumference, right? To answer that question.
Yeah, I don't know. It's funny because my Instagram, like a lot of the watch modeling that happens is like that's your wrist, right? Like
Yeah, that's true.
I'm the one behind the lens, but
I get to experience a lot of great watches because you let me wear them for the shots. So thanks.
yeah, okay. We got some people joining up. Oh, Caliber YQJ's here. Awesome. Thanks for making it. Ronan, first time popping in. Great to have you.
Yeah,
Hope you're having a
welcome.
good weekend, man. Peter mentions it's great that we're close. Yeah, I mean, it's fortunate. I guess not every family, not all siblings, get along really well, but I think it helps that we have similar hobbies and, we're not too far from each other too, right? We're only about an hour or so apart.
Yeah, yeah. No, like you said, even growing up, we've always been, I would say, relatively close for sure, and often doing the same, like you said, sporting events, even getting the same jobs. It's pretty funny until we both graduated.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of differentiated career-wise for sure, but
Yeah.
yeah, there's a good trend there up until about university of, you know, pretty much having the same identity.
Had its advantages, that's for sure.
That's true. How many times did I get mistaken for writing your exams?
Yeah. Well, sometimes I wish you did because you tend to do a little better.
That's good. So I mean, getting back to the agenda, maybe I think this time of year it's always nice to like keeping it topical for watch enthusiasts. Like, what type of watch you tend to like to wear for outdoors activity in the autumn? If you can maybe like think of some like you don't have to own it, but you would maybe consider picking up in the future, whether it just kind of matches the dial kind of matches the outdoor aesthetic, or if the watch model itself or the features of the watch are conducive to being, outdoors into colder temperatures, maybe into water, that type of stuff.
Yeah, I've been, like a lot of your collection, a lot of it divers and more Thule watches. Really like those. And, I tend to have something that's blue bezel, or sorry, blue dial. I like steel bezels, water resistance, at least 100 meters, and not too thick, maybe sub 13 millimeters.
Yeah. So a lot of that I think would probably fit into like a field type watch, or I guess like a sports type watch. And I'll throw that into the chat too if anyone's interested on like what type of watch they would like to wear, or is there an aspirational watch that they want to get for this time of year. James was asking, do we have any same Grail watches? I think we
That is a
probably
good
do. I don't know how much
question.
we discuss it, but I mean, a mini Grail for me was the white birch, and I think you were eyeing that up as well, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, it totally was. So yeah, I mean, definitely the white birch is something that I would love to obtain. I really still like the Chronomaster Sport from Zenith.
Nice.
Yeah, because I think it would be cool to have a nice chronograph. It's something I've never had before, and even just for different outdoor activities, it might be beneficial to have one.
Yeah, that's true. And yeah, I really like I would like to see a Chronomaster Sport in person. I still haven't seen one, but
Yeah,
I mean,
me
definitely
either.
with the press release, that was a really nice looking watch. And I think for my next diver, you're kind of interested in as well, eh?
Yeah,
The
well,
Plus
I'm hoping
220 piqued you.
yeah, the panoramic date one.
Yeah,
Yeah. Now I think if you might prefer the blue dial version.
I do.
I like the two tone a little better. I mean, if money's not an option, but yeah, I like the two tone.
It's too bad Wolfie isn't here.
I
Wolfgang's
know.
got the two tone.
Yeah, I remember seeing it last weekend at Sanjay's live stream. Right, that was pretty sweet.
Yeah, I just Chaz is chiming in. I have the best eyebrows on YouTube. Well, and Darren, yeah, we come by it honestly, guys. It's part of our Turkish heritage.
Yeah, yeah. But Mediterranean hair is, I guess, could be a benefit.
That's true. James was mentioning try not to take a mechanical watch on outdoors adventures. He has enough G-Shocks and Eco Drive watches for that. Yeah, that's. I think Darren and I are aligned on that too. G-Shock's a great option, and Eco Drive you can't really go wrong with. I know early in my watch journey, I went through so many Citizen Eco Drives because they were fantastic. Um,
Yeah, one thing that's neat too is I kind of like to go back to your question about for this particular season is in your collection you actually have some nice really like color match dials. You know what I mean? So if you think about October, I guess specifically, maybe even close to Halloween. I mean, you've got that awesome Doxa. You got the white birch. You got some neat colorways going on. So that's kind of another thing that would be, if we're looking into different specs to consider, I think that would be one thing. And I wouldn't know, like when we went, you showed that photo of us with Sanjay's AD, like that mad red dial from, uh, what was it?
Moser,
Yeah, the Moser one. That was pretty cool too.
yeah,
And that might make a good Halloween piece.
yeah. I mean, definitely around that time of year, I like to color match on the gram a little bit more. So like the Doxa there.
Oh yeah, nice.
Although I posted that one a while ago. I tried to get some with the pumpkin I carved, but the pumpkin did not last that long. But I mean, yeah, you can see Doxa is very photogenic around other colorful scenarios.
It's a great shot.
Thanks. Yeah, it's fun. I'm just trying to see if I don't think I did too much. Another great outdoor piece that was recently reviewed is this Swiss watch company,
Yeah.
the Arc. I mean, $200 and you're getting like pretty much what they spec out for what they do for their bunker mechanical watch, which is like scratch resistant titanium, amazing sapphire crystal with like 16 layers of anti-reflective treatment, excellent lume and legibility. And it's really lightweight and low in profile. So I think that's a really
Oh
good one.
yeah, that would be a great watch, especially for those backcountry trips. Yeah, I
Yeah.
would wear that all day for sure.
Yeah.
And
Just
like you said, it's also really thin, which is cool because like when you're putting on, your packs and stuff like that, it's a lot easier to slide it through the straps and things like that. Or you tend to, when you're on those backcountry trips, like your hands and wrists go to so many different like, small crevices and stuff like that when you're getting gear or you're moving things or you're trying to get your gear lifted over somewhere. That's actually quite an advantage. The only downside, it's not a big downside, but is the case height for this guy here. Sometimes it does get snagged on my
yeah.
pack, but outside of that, it's a great value.
No, you make a good point. I think I do like when I'm carrying my heavier day pack and you try and like throw it off your back, sometimes like the cord gets caught around your wrist, like if your watch is really sticking out.
Yeah, so your
'Cause I
pellet
used to
dose might
wear
not be as good.
yeah, I used to love wearing my Seiko tuna for that, like for camping and stuff. But yeah, it did get caught on a lot of things because it's a little bit thick.
What do you think of new tunas?
I'm a big fan. Like the new ones with the sapphire crystal
Yeah,
and
yeah.
yeah. No, I like it a lot. I don't like they took Marine Master off the dial, but other than that, I think it's a lot better.
It'd be cool to see one.
Yeah. Looking back at the chat, Ronan mentions we both like to play guitar. Yeah. Yeah, I guess yeah, so some of the watching intros I do, I just kind of noodle on the guitar because it looks good for some B-roll. But yeah, I mean, you got the guitar in the background, so
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It's been a
do you
while,
take
but
it camping or anything like for outdoor stuff, or do you
not on
just
the
kind of
canoe
play at
trips
home?
only because it's like everything has a weight value and like a size value, and it to fit stuff in the canoe. It's not always worth it. But if we're doing like car camping trip, and yeah, I would take it for sure.
That's cool. Let's see. Peter mentions if he's just walking fun on the trail. Um, yeah. If not, he's wearing a G-Shock. Uh, Chaz mentions he likes the SPB 153 for being out in the woods or water, and G-Shocks, of course. Yeah, the Seiko's those dive series of watches are really good, and I mean G-Shocks you can kind of tailor to pretty much any environment you're in terms of like the colorway and the functions and stuff. So that's a great option.
Yeah, it is.
James mentions that he bought a Grand Seiko a week ago and haven't worn it outside yet. He's
Oh yeah.
afraid of scratching the Zeratsu. Yeah, that's true. When I owned the Grand Seiko, oh man, I'm I'm not Sanjay, so I can't just like rifle through all the reference numbers. The SBGA 231. Yes, that is the titanium dive watch with spring drive. Yeah, the sides of the case and hides are also polished. Like I wore it everywhere outside and a lot during the winter, but it definitely, yeah, the sides of the case, even though it was a light scratch, like it didn't gouge the titanium. Like if you ran your finger across it, it didn't. You couldn't even really feel it, but it just looks really bad if you look at it at the right angle, like with the Zeratsu polishing on it. And the other thing too is that's a big watch as far as Grand Seiko goes. Like it's a 44 millimeter watch, so the amount of polishing on that case is a lot more than you would typically see. So, yeah, congrats on the GS though. I mean, I would say don't be afraid to take it outside. You're not going to keep the Zeratsu completely scratch free all the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
congrats though. It's a great pickup.
Yeah. Oh, Ronnie mentions he's got a G-Star for outdoor adventures. I really want to get a marathon, man. I really want to pick one up. Um, G-Star would be a good G-Star would be a good one to do it. And they're Canadian too. So what I
Yeah,
really like
no, I
about
love the
marathon
marathon dials too. Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing because of the tritium tubes. That's pretty cool.
especially like if you're camping or something, right? Like if there's you're on a non-electric site or you're kind of out in the bush, like you could always get a good read on time that way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Chaz was mentioning that he does the same thing when he first got his Grand Seiko, but now he wears it everywhere except when he's roughing it. I mean, fair enough. I think I'm a little more rough with my Grand Seiko SPGN 003 because it is 9F quartz. But yeah, I'm still trying to baby it from like the harshest environments because of the fine polishing on it.
I can understand that.
Yeah. Yeah, the Marathon and the G Shocks are, I think, really great options. I know, like in the YouTube community, there's always those videos about like what are the best watches to be outdoors or to survive an apocalypse or whatever. So, um, yeah, I'd be interested to see what people in the chat think about other options. Underachieving watch collector mentions he loves the G Shock 41. Yeah, that's a great size. I think I can't remember which one is the 36 millimeter, but that's a little too small for me. And then they also have like a jumbo one. I think it's like 46 millimeters or something. So the 41 is the way to go, I would say.
Totally. What do you think of, just out of curiosity, something like the Norcane, like the Arctic dial?
Yeah, those are cool. I haven't seen them in person, but yeah, I would be interested in getting hands on with one and potentially reviewing it. I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah, me too. I mean, for the price, I'm not as interested, but I'm just always interested to see, like, yeah, like you said, what the in person, what the dial looks like.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting. I think most of us in the chat and maybe watching this back later kind of consider like more beater or affordable watches as the way to go. But I'm kind of curious, like this with the conversations towards Grand Seiko, like how comfortable people are wearing, more mid tier or luxury pieces. So
Well, one thing for sure is like if I had your 9F quartz, the 003, is it?
yeah,
Yeah, that one, I would certainly take it on a canoe trip. I would just probably have it on a NATO just so, it's pretty
yeah.
secure. But
Well,
I mean,
interestingly, looks like Keith just joined, and he purchased the same watch I have now, which
oh,
is
congrats, Keith,
so
man.
he
That's
has
a
the
great
Grand
piece.
Seiko SB Gen 003 and doesn't plan on wearing it traveling because he's worried about it too much.
But it's such a great travel watch
I
because of the
know.
GMP.
Well, and for me, it's interesting because that was such a like when I purchased it, it was an aspirational watch for me because I thought to myself, I'm going to take this traveling a lot, and that was December 2019, right before COVID, and I haven't
Totally.
taken it on any trips that would, I would actually utilize the second time zone feature. But fingers crossed, in the months ahead, traveling will open back up.
Totally. But
So
definitely
my advice
congrats,
to Keith
Keith.
is, yeah, you could wear it traveling for sure. And yeah, you could probably take it camping. I mean, 100 meters of water resistance. You can throw it on a NATO, but that has a 19 millimeter lug opening, so it's a little hard
Yeah, you're right.
to get. I've gotten it on a NATO. It's actually better, I would say, on like a Barton silicone strap. Um, it's quite durable that way.
Yeah. I think I mentioned this in a previous stream of yours, but what's funny is I actually took the Seiko Sarb, like the 033, on one of the Algonquin canoe trips, like on one with a pretty hard portage and stuff, and didn't think anything of it, honestly. And actually, like, I didn't scratch it too hard or anything, but I definitely dropped it like on a rocky shore, and maybe that's why it's
Oh,
losing
maybe why?
seconds.
Yeah,
But no, I like it. It's it worked very well. It had 100 meters water resistance, and even it has a small amount of loom, but impressive, honestly. Like in the evening when we were out there
yeah,
paddling and stuff. So it wouldn't be my first choice though, for sure. I did like that it was fin, right? If it's a good size, it's fin. Loom, like I said, was cool, but wouldn't be my first choice now. But at the time, it was like my only real watch, right? So I thought, oh yeah, I was taking on this canoe trip.
yeah. I was a little. Well, you were going to take my Breitling at one point, and
Yeah, I was gonna take
I
your Super
forgot.
Ocean.
Yeah. Well,
Maybe not, eh?
no, I mean, at some point you should.
Maybe on a
Actually,
hike though, but not like, yeah, maybe not a full backcountry trip.
Yeah. Well, I like actually Peter's pick in the chat. He wears his Zin 104
Ooh,
everywhere,
yeah.
man. It shows. Honestly, I really regret selling my Zin 104.
So
Now I
nice.
think they do make a version of the case that's a matte finish because it's all high polish, but it's such a good watch. And I agree. Like I had some scratches on my 104, and I was just worried about taking it places. But I mean, it's spec for it. It definitely is. I mean, 200 meters water resistant. It's low pressure resistant. I think it's anti-magnetic to a certain extent. So, Zinn really over engineers a lot of their watches, even the ones that are slightly more dressy or geared towards like more of a pilot style watch. So that's a really good choice.
Yeah, really nice. And actually, in that same vein, something like the Damasco DS30 or whatever, that would be a great watch to take too. It's similar
Yeah.
kind of spec, right?
Yeah, I gotta mention. Well, Kevin mentions the
Oh
European
yeah, the
GMTs.
GMTs from Norcane. Yeah,
Yeah, they're pretty nice in person. That's good to hear.
love
But
to see one.
yeah, so do you remember my trip to Germany? Again, this was in 2019, right before COVID. So the
Yeah, I
two
do.
watches I took with me, I had to represent. I had my Zin 556 and I had my Damasco DS30. And those were amazing travel watches because, as you mentioned, like they're just really legible, kind of has a small footprint to them. Um, and like they're just really dialed in terms of like specs and taking punishment and stuff like that.
Scratch resistant. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, those are excellent choices. And then my most recent trip in Banff, which was a few months ago, I actually took the Rolex Explorer on top of a mountain. So that was kind of cool because it kind of like scratched the itch of like taking the Explorer mountaineering like you're supposed to.
Yeah, which it's interesting. You would do that there. Did you wear it when you were doing the Via Ferrata? Because that's pretty
Yeah, I did.
hardcore.
Yeah, I
Wow,
did.
that's pretty good then. Yeah.
But if you see in some of the pics, hold on, maybe I'll try and bring it up.
Yeah, if you can bring it up, that's cool because really, like when you think about the Explorer, like yeah, it is supposed to be that kind of, like tool and adventure watch. It just because of I guess the dollar value and stuff like that, you might have some hesitancy.
Yeah. Well, and I was wearing like long sleeves, so you can't even see it here. Like I had it here, but you can see like I had long sleeves on. You can't really see it here, but then if you go like under the cuff, right, it's right there.
Nice. Yeah. And for anybody who hasn't tried like Via Ferrata, it's like it's a really neat kind of rope slash obstacle. Well, it's not obstacle, I guess. It's more like climbing and ropes and different features. Yeah, there you go. Exactly
You can
like
see
that.
here, like I have a harness, right? So you're clipped into these ropes and stuff.
Yeah. So it's like lead climbing. Like you're totally safety and you always have a guide, but it's a really cool way to experience like those amazing vistas on those rocks. We my wife and I did one in Tremblant, Mount Tremblant in Quebec. That was stunning too, but you obviously had more elevation, so that's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Well, down there, like in the background, is the town of Banff. But you do take like a partial part of it is going up a ski lift, part of it is driving up a bit of mountain, and then you do climb for like 2 hours or so to get to where you are here.
Amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see some other options. James mentions wearing a Casio Pathfinder Pro Trek for backpacking for the compass and the altimeter.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's cool.
I've worn an Alpinist a few times. Didn't use the compass bezel though. Yeah, an Alpinist would be like you see a lot of like mountaineers and stuff like that utilize the Alpinist. That's a really good
Yeah,
choice.
that'd be cool. I'm trying to remember, does the new one have AR on it or no?
I do not know 100%, but like even the Sarb 017, I think is the one most people think of.
Totally.
The green with the gilt hands. Yeah.
That's the one I would choose too, honestly.
Yeah. Oh, Clayton here. Yeah, easy
Ooh,
Clayton.
nice. Mark 5.
Warren. Ooh, IWC Mark, what was that, 16? Everywhere for 7 years. He's got a
Yeah,
good point
it's a
though,
good
because
point. Yeah.
yeah, a lot of IWCs are their base ETA movements, right? And quite easy to service. And I do think the Mark, like the Mark series, is pretty good too, because they're also low pressure, resistant, and anti-magnetic. I think there's like an iron cage around the movement and stuff too. So, and decent water
There
resistance.
it
I
is.
think it's 60 meters, but that's good enough for.
Oh yeah, it's even good enough for canoe trips. To be honest with you, like you're not saturated diving on those things.
Yeah, yeah. People are roasting Keith in the comments. Yeah, just wear the GS. Life is too short. Wear the 9F GMT. Don't baby the watch. It can handle somewhere. Yeah, honestly, Keith, if it eases your mind, like I've owned mine for almost 2 years now, and it's been in the regular rotation. It's been in some like definitely on a lot of hikes and stuff like that, and it held up really, really well.
That's like two Sanjay lifetimes, man. Like pretty good.
Yeah, and I mean, what's the service interval on the 9F course? Like every 50 years or something. It's yeah. Let's see. Yeah, it's true. I think
Once you
once
get
you
your
get that
first
first scratch,
scratch,
right? Yeah,
exactly.
it's like a new car, right? Like the minute you kind of break in your new car and it gets a little bit dirty, I think you can relax a lot more.
Can you go back to my Instagram for a sec? Just
Sure.
I want to prove a little point to Keith, maybe to help ease his mind a bit.
Okay, let's bring that up. Where am I
There's
going?
closer to the top. There's a pic of two canoes flipped over, a yellow and the gray one. Around that, a little down. Wait, okay, right there. No, move, scroll up a bit. It's on the right side, above the puppy, above that one. One
This one?
more. No, the one above it. That one right there. Yep. So Keith, I don't know if you can see it, but the bottom of that canoe, you can see how scratched it is. And I'll have to admit, the first one we got, because it was brand new for us this year, we got that canoe this season. The first one we got, I was pretty like, yeah, heartbroken about it. But then after like a couple trips, and you see the use that it goes through, like cosmetically, it does, it does look bad, but it's like character, right? Like it's getting the full use out of it thing. And now I wouldn't have it any other way. It just to show that it's well loved because it's been well used. Like that's my interpretation of it. It's not, I know it's not exactly the same, but that boat's probably about the same price as that GMT. So there you
Yeah,
go.
yeah, it's true. And sometimes I think we forget, as watch enthusiasts, that these were purpose-driven tools at the time when you're
Totally.
developing these type of watches, right? So, I mean, it's a little bit different because you spend a lot of money on it and you always want to keep it. And even for me, there's certain watches I don't want to scuff up too much because I know they're probably not going to stay in the rotation forever. I'm a bit of a flipper.
For
Um,
sure. Yeah, and on the same note, what would be cool is for me, I think I'd love to see one of those I don't know if it Oris bronze or Bico or like one of the Zelos bronze watches because I would keep that and wear it and just to see how it also like patinas and stuff like that to see that reaction over time. That
yeah,
would be
I
kind
had
of
I
neat.
had a friend he got the bronze or 65 and he took it out east
Beautiful.
and it patinaed really fast, like
Oh yeah, because of
by the
assault,
ocean
right?
because
Yeah.
the Atlantic.
Maybe that's too quick, but it would be cool just to see because then you actually see the character and the life of the watch. I think that's, I'm trying to like really like sell this for you, Keith. So hopefully, you know,
Yeah, well, it's okay. Next stream he's a part of, we're gonna see him like I don't know, skiing down a hilltop with the Giant Seiko on his wrist.
totally.
Uh, yeah, we got some questions in the chat. Have you ever been to LEMN for a canoe trip?
No, but would love to. I would love to go anywhere in the Boundary Waters as well. Minnesota looks amazing. And for those obviously who are into canoe tripping, a great question, Kevin. I mean, if you I mean, you can get close in Ontario and Quetico, which is obviously like the north side of the Minnesota border in Ontario, kind of just east of Thunder Bay there. So I'd love to go to Minnesota in general, check out the Boundary Waters, and yeah, I'll check out LA too one
We
time.
also got an open invitation from Chas to take us rafting. So
Oh, I'd love that. That'd be amazing. Thanks for the invite.
yeah, that's sweet. Kevin was mentioning he wears the Seiko divers anywhere. Yeah, I mean, I cut my teeth on so many Seiko Prospects divers, and those are really good for just doing pretty much anything. I think going to our cottage, even, it was like one of the few watches I actually took like in the lake with me.
Yeah, I
they
remember that.
they hold up really well. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm still missing Sanjay's 62 mass, man. I mean, I'm glad he got what he wanted for it, but
Yeah, he went back to a
213 is
Tudor,
nice. Yeah,
Black Bay 58 Navy.
which is nice, man. That's a nice watch too.
Yeah, in the Discord chat, it was really funny because he released his review of his Omega.
Oh, I saw the
Pointed Ocean,
notification like
right?
5 hours ago. I didn't watch it yet. Yeah.
Yeah, and then shortly afterwards, we saw in the Facebook group a Pointed Ocean 39 millimeter for sale on the forums, and like we were speculating, did like Sanjay just sell his like Planet Ocean? But it was a different one. So
Yeah. I mean, it's not too far off, is it?
yeah.
Sorry,
Well, you know
Sanjay.
what the trend is, right?
Yeah. Well, I was like, I guess you already got your white birch, but if you gave it a month, I mean,
Yeah, I know, right? I probably would have been able to get a second-hand one. James mentioned he would wear a Zin outdoors if the case was tegamented.
totally.
Yeah, but even like some of their non-tegamented ones, like the 556, held up. It holds up really well. But yeah, for sure. I mean, their case hardening process is really robust. I've heard. I haven't owned one long enough to actually like utilize it. Like I did have a U1 for a while that was tegamented, but didn't really like take it in the water or wasn't really rough with it. Seiko Asteron, also a great travel watch. Agreed. Yeah. Anything? I think that one has like GPS in it as well. I'm pretty sure. So
That's pretty cool.
yeah. Hey, Minimark is joining. Good to see you. Thanks. Yeah, great to see putting out content again. Um, I know it's been a while. He was recovering from COVID, so I'm glad you're back, Brandon. And yeah, I really like the review of his Black Bay 58.
I'll have to check it out. Cool.
Peter mentioned he was at Banff and took the chairlift as well. Yeah, honestly, that was the scariest part for me of that whole trip. It wasn't scaling a mountain, it wasn't worrying about my watch. It was taking that damn chairlift, like this really rickety old chairlift, that high up to the mountain. It was terrifying.
I can totally believe it. Yeah. I remember, I think it was 2015, Karen and I went to, well, yeah, we went to Germany and then we went to Austria and we did something similar, like going up to one of the Alpine mountains there and doing some hikes, but we had to take the chairlift and scary, man.
Yeah,
Beautiful view, but
yeah, yeah. Kevin mentioned the khaki field, also a good choice because it wears thin, it doesn't get in the way. Yeah,
totally.
that's an excellent choice.
Yeah, no, you're right. That's a no-brainer. That's a great one.
Yeah.
And different colorways too, right? So that's what's nice.
Yeah, some of them. And I don't know, there's the mechanical version. I think there's an automatic, or I'm
Manual.
thinking of a
Yeah.
khaki date one. But yeah, they're great watches for sure.
Yeah. Is that the one that you have on when you do your intros and you have like every day on it?
Yeah, that's a khaki. That's a khaki king though, Hamilton
Oh, okay.
khaki king,
Gotcha. Yeah.
because it's got the day and the date. Yeah, yeah. All right, Q's giving in. He'll try and wear it more. See how it goes. All right, guys, you saw his commitment on this stream. Just remember
Nice.
that. Yeah, I like that he puts it on while he cooks, but after I put it away for the dishes. Man, I do dishes with my Grand Seiko all the time. Even this white birch, man. Little Dawn soap on the white birch doesn't hurt.
Nice.
Keep was asking if we received the Zellos yet. No, I ordered the new titanium, the carbon fiber dial,
Oh wow.
and I saw a shipping label update. Like they created the label to ship it. It was actually supposed to arrive today, but it hasn't really even left Singapore. So anxiously awaiting that.
Are you gonna pick up that Borealis by any chance?
Yeah, I bought it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also picked up a
Do you have a
Boreal.
picture?
I don't. It's I can't even remember the model name. They're all modeled. Their models are named after cities in Portugal, but I'm really bad with geography, so I can't even tell you the name. You'll see it on my Instagram when it gets here for sure.
Nice. Yeah, that was a good pick. I'm glad you got it.
Some words of wisdom. Watches wear like patina. Just don't like seeing patina in the mirror. Yeah, fair enough. Chaz has a good point. I am much more careful with a watch I know that I will sell eventually. If it's a keeper, I'll just enjoy it, and the scratches are part of the love. Yeah, that's exactly how I view it too, Chaz. I am a bit of a flipper, so I know if it's not in the main rotation or if it's like a permanent keeper, then I typically like to keep it in good condition for the resale. James was mentioning the best he can hope for is for Keith to scratch his Grand Seiko before he does. Hashtag goals. That's fine. Mentions from his Minnesota.
Oh, amazing. I didn't realize.
Yeah.
Love to hear your suggestions for route through Boundary Waters. Yeah. Yeah, that's what he means by BWCA, Boundary Waters Canoe Area. He can correct me on the last two. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Kevin mentioned that too. Been to several times, and it's a cool place to go.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, nice to see some outdoors enthusiasts here too. Kevin saying there is talk of Zin in Damasco as well, so stay tuned. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I've definitely taken those on trips abroad. Excellent watches.
Would love to see more from Damasco. Yeah. I mean, I think the most recent thing I saw was like that slate dial on the
Yeah,
DS30.
hold
That
on. Let me
was a
see
few
if I
months
can.
back. That looks so nice though.
Yeah, I wonder if I can find. I'll attempt to quickly find the DS30 and stuff that I had, as well as the 556 on the Instagram page
Oh
here.
yeah.
Ooh. Okay, I post a fair bit as well. Sorry, guys. Because this was near the end of 2019. Wow, I can't believe how many watches I go through. This is crazy. Well, I mean, so this is like both of them that I own, but I actually have
Yeah,
some
yeah.
pics from them in Germany. But yeah, just really clean, legible watches. I really
I
like
like
the
the strap pairing. Was that a sailcloth?
no. This is a Hirsch Robbie strap. That's actually when you purchase this Damasco model, it comes with this strap and a Damasco
Nice.
buckle. So I like the fact that yeah, here you can see. So Damasco has their hardening process on all their cases. It's called ice hardening, and yeah, the strap paired really well with it. They did a good job going with a Hirsch Robbie strap, which on its own, it's like usually over $100 just for the strap.
Nice
You
pairing.
can
Oh,
see,
the Brandenburg gate. Look at that.
yeah, look at
Yeah.
that in Berlin. Got a little Zen action there.
Got any from
This was,
Gashuta?
yeah, I'll get to Gashu. This was I just crossed the border into a Czech Republic, and this was at Basti, one of their national parks. So
Amazing.
yeah, that's pretty cool. This is the Glashütte Watch Museum. I was there.
So cool.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
that's
you
how.
got the Hamburg pick right there, though.
Oh yeah, I'm in Hamburg too at the Zin. So yeah, they're great travel watches. I like that they're kind of lightweight. They're comfortable for everyday wear, and excellent water resistance, and the case is held up pretty quick. You can actually see there's scratches on the top AR coating of the sapphire here. It's quite minor, but at certain angles, there's like small scratches to that. But like the crystal itself is fine. So
Yeah, really cool. Lots of great memories and stories. That's what's neat about having those Instagram photos. It's not just about the watch, although it is, but it's a story behind the location and everything, right?
yep.
I'd love to see from Kevin or pardon me, I forget whoever else was out in Minnesota, some wrist shots out in Bounty Waters area there. That'd be cool.
Yeah. Let's see. Just sorry, the chat's kind of skipping here. Next one. Just a comment here. It seems nicer watches I baby end up with mysterious scratches, whereas my beaters are mostly pristine. That's funny how that works. I'm pretty much just wearing them all at this point. So
Totally. Life
yeah,
is too short, man.
life's too short. I like that philosophy. It's surprising how that works out too, right? Like you were saying when you wore that Sarb for the canoe trip, right? Like you didn't even
Held up
realize.
just fine. Yeah.
Yeah. I do that sometimes too. Like even with the white birch, right? Like I was moving some stuff around the garage and like trying to tune up the bike in case there's one more ride left. And yeah, I didn't even recall that I was wearing the white birch, which I was worried about scratching up. But
Didn't get any degreaser or anything on it. That's good.
yeah, exactly. So we're kind of getting close to the top of the hour here. I'm just curious. Do you have any other big trips planned coming up? Like, do you do any winter camping or stuff?
Yeah, well, honestly, this we keep saying it that like Karen and I we're gonna do winter camping, and last season we were so sure of it, it didn't work out with COVID. But this season we actually have something ready to go in the works, which is great with Paul, who's our friend who we did our last trip with. He actually has a nice, I think it's a winter trekker, 10 by 10 or 10 by 12 canvas tent. He's got the wood stove, so we are certainly going to do some winter camping. I'm really looking forward to it, and then we'll definitely do some snowshoe hikes and stuff as well. And fat biking is definitely on the menu. So yeah, try and stay active throughout the season. But yeah, winter camping is the one thing we want to check off this season for sure.
Yeah, that's cool. And if it works out, I'd love to do fat biking with you guys at some point.
Oh yeah, absolutely for sure.
We did that one trip up in Muskoka. That was pretty cool.
We should do that again. Actually, that was nice. It was a place, guys, if anyone's interested, called Live Outside, and they're right off 117 or 118. I don't recall. It's wherever Muskoka Brewery is, and it's like not that far from Muskoka Brewery, so you can rent the bikes or do snowshoeing or whatever you want to do. There's ice climbing too, which would be cool, but it's a little pricey. And then you can go get some brews. So it worked out.
Yeah, it'd be great to get out and do that this winter for sure.
What about you? You got anything going on?
Uh, Nothing really planned. Yeah, like it would be nice to do. I definitely do want to do some fat biking, especially I'm gonna try the new Rocky Mountain. I have already has some big tires on it, so
We got to get you tubeless, and then you'll be
yeah,
able to definitely get some flotation for sure.
yeah. And I do want to pick up some more watches that I can take too. Like I'm really considering buying that Swiss watch company Arc as just a beater because it's such a fantastic watch.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. Um, I'm also considering it's a little more higher end for a G Shock, but it's like the Mr. G, the 2000 series of watches look phenomenal, but they're like $1,000. So we'll see. But
Nice.
yeah,
And
before we wrap up, is there anything you want to plug on your YouTube channel or anything upcoming that you want to mention before we close out the stream?
yeah, thanks, man. So for the YouTube channel, recently posted a video from one of our trips in Tamagami this season, canoe trip with my wife and I and Lady Evelyn Smooth Water. So that one's got the most incredible waterfalls I've ever seen. It's definitely a rugged place to travel to get there, so you earn your keep, so to speak. And then in the future, I'm hoping to put some more content out with the winter biking and winter hiking. Don't have any specific plans yet, but I'll be sure to post some reviews as well on some gear that I've had. Maybe a long-term review of that knife that I got, the Turkish one from Pars Bushcraft Knife.
Nice. That's awesome. And your YouTube channel is just Ride Paddle Repeat, right? People wanted to search it.
Yeah. Ride dash paddle dash repeat, and then obviously you have my Instagram up there, so always posting almost daily on that one.
Yeah. And something I'm planning, well, it's in the works, and I think you might be helping out with at some point, is now that restrictions in Ontario are winding down, we're trying to do a local watch enthusiast gathering. So I hosted a couple in the past in London, Ontario, but um, kind of a smaller venue, and it might be nice to expand closer to the GTA. I know there's quite a few members on the forums and here on YouTube closer to that area. So that's kind of in the works. Don't have any solid details just yet, but
Yeah, I'm excited for it. You're right. What's the name of the event again?
well, in the past we called it Watch Beat Ontario, but it's probably going to be called something different moving forward. I'm open to suggestions, so if you guys in the chat have any thoughts, they do have like Red Bar in Toronto already, but that's kind of like a members only thing, and I think it's focused just on buying and selling. But for these type of events, it would be nice just to be social with the option of obviously buy, selling, and trading watches. But maybe if we can get like I don't know, like even some get an authorized dealer involved, get some demos going. I think that'd be pretty cool.
That would be really cool.
Okay, great. Well, thanks for making the time this evening. I hope you have a great weekend ahead. And for everyone in the chat, man, thanks for contributing. It's really nice to see, your guys take on some really nice, good outdoor watches, and also to know there are other outdoors enthusiasts out there too.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me again, and it was a great stream and really great to see everybody in the chat. And the watch community, you guys really welcome me with open arms. I really appreciate it, even though I don't have the biggest collection. That's what I love about this community. You can just be an enthusiast. Have a couple watches, just enjoy the content. And one thing that this has really helped me do is just learn a lot more about, the passion, why people love it. Like even showing the back of your white birch, seeing the movement, and trying to understand, all the engineering behind it. It's really cool. So I'm glad that you guys have pretty much welcomed me in. So thanks a lot.
Yeah, anytime, man. All right, guys. Well, thanks for sticking around. I hope everyone has a great weekend ahead, and stay tuned for the next potential live stream. Hopefully, we'll make this more of a regular thing.
Awesome.
See you guys.
Have a good night. Thanks all.